Hi guys, this is week 13 at Project Life and I am using the gorgeous new show and tell kits from Feed Your Craft and Brandi Kincaid. These kits always sell out super fast, so I'll leave a link for you down below. If you think you want to grab one of these kits, I recommend doing it as soon as possible. So you can see I picked out a couple of 4x6 cards. That watching while I work card was perfect for that little photo of Lil. And I'm going to do something a little bit different for a title card this week, and I'm using one that says, "Love these scenes from life." Now I didn't have a lot of photos this week. I like the photos that I've got, but I didn't have a lot. So I do have a couple of spots to fill in. One, I'm going to use the wee typewriter journaling card to add my journaling, and I'm going to make a little shaker pocket out of that other quote card there. I'm adding a simple stamp story of my life to my coffee cup, which it couldn't have fit any more perfectly if I'd planned it myself. This week was definitely about a lot of hard work and a lot of coffee, so that stamp was perfect. This tiny little stamp says "this season," and I'm adding that to this sunset photo here. Our daylight savings ended this week, and so that was perfect for this season of darkness that we are entering into. I am super unhappy about it. I use that Brilliance Moonlight White ink, and it just shows up beautifully on those dark photos like that. I do have a how I stamp on photos video, so I'll link that up the top for you. That's got all those details in there. This month's kit comes with these 2 bonus sticker sheets, so you can be sure that I am going to put these to good use. I do love a good sticker. This one, I'm just adding this little touch of pink to this side of this photo. I'll give you a wee sneaky peek here. I have been filming a new class for Big Picture classes, hence all the work from this week. So that was why I hadn't had many photos, because I was head down tail up filming that class. And poor little dog, that's what she was sitting there waiting for me to do. So gonna add another sticker, this beautiful pink and orange. It's like my favorite combo. Sticker, label sticker here. I'm just tucking that under my photo, and I didn't get it on straight and it stuck down straight away, and so I'm just gonna have to go with it wonky. Now I was gonna write my journaling, but because everything else is in this typewriter font and I had typed some of it, I figure I would try and type these other ones, and they worked not too badly. Typing directly onto my photo like that can get a little bit tricky, but this time it worked out okay. For my shaker card pocket, I'm adding these star sequins, and it's hard to tell on camera here, but I'm just picking out the blue and pink ones. And then I thought, I'd like to add a little bit more yellow to this page, so I picked out a couple of gold ones. They weren't really yellow, they were more gold, and I wasn't entirely happy with it, so you'll see how I fix that in a minute. I've grabbed one of my spare little offcuts of page protectors, and that's what I'm going to use to make this shaker pocket. But for this card to fit in there, I'm going to have to trim it down a bit, and I think I'm roughly trimming off about 1/4 of an inch on each side of the card, just so that it's going to fit into my shaker card, which is going to have to be smaller than 3x4 to fit in the pocket anyway. So it all gets a little bit eyeballed. I can't give you exact dimensions, but I trimmed down this page protector to just slightly smaller than 3x4, and then the card piece is just slightly smaller than that again. I'm using a little bit of double-sided tape just to stick it into the middle of the back of that pocket piece. And here's where I'm going to add more yellow. I'm going to do my stitching in yellow thread. Now, normally I would just have used a fuse tool or my sewing machine, but if you've been watching my Instagram stories, I completely destroyed all of my sewing machine needles and I haven't replaced them as yet, but I did really want to make this shaker pocket, so I'm just going to hand stitch it, and you can totally do that. It makes no difference at all. It's just a little bit more work, I guess. So I'm using my, I don't even know what you call it, stitching mat, and just a drawing pin to pre-poke some holes in the page protector, because it does make stitching a little bit easier if there's already holes there. And then I've just pulled off some of the threads. I'm only going to stitch with 3 strands of this embroidery thread. Tied a knot at one end. I'm not being too fussy about how it looks, and I'm just going to do a running stitch all the way around 3 sides, leaving one side open at the top to add my sequins later. Now I've saved you watching that. I'm not going to cut my thread just yet, but I'm just leaving the pocket open and then putting in my little star sequins. And I did end up pulling out the gold ones because I've got this yellow thread. I don't need the gold sequins. And I can just finish stitching up along the top, and then I'm going to tie off my threads at the back and just trim them off, and that's my little shaker card done. I do love the yellow thread, and I'm sort of glad that I didn't use the sewing machine in the end, because I do love the pop of yellow that it gives on that side. It ties in nicely with that little typewriter card. Now I've had this ribbon sitting on my desk for, well, I'm gonna say well over a year, so it was time to use it up or throw it away. So I decided I would trim off a little bit from the right side of this card and then use the ribbon. I want to make like a ribbony ruffle on the left hand side, so I just needed to know how big to make that, and you can see it's going to fit nicely there. So I'm going to just run a strip of red line tape down the card. I'm just eyeballing where to put it, to be honest. And then I'm just going to hand make a ruffle. Like I said, my sewing machine's not going, so normally I would have stitched down the ribbon and then pulled those threads to make the ruffle. It would have been a lot easier. As it was, it took me a while to sort of roughly get this ribbon into a ruffle shape that I wanted, and then it wasn't really how I had pictured it. The ruffle sort of sat up too much. It didn't lay flat the way I wanted it to, so wasn't quite sure what to do. It wasn't going to sit nicely in the pocket, so my plan was I had washi taped that little strip of card onto the side just to give me a guide, but I decided instead I would add a bit more and then leave it actually there, and then add a second piece of this red line tape and actually glue down the other end of that ruffle, and it does make it sit much nicer. It looks less ruffly and more sort of, I don't know, just accordion folded ribbon, but I like the different texture it added. I mean, sometimes these things work and sometimes they don't, and sometimes you get a totally different result than what you planned, but I do enjoy trying new things every now and again. Instead of a label for my date stamp, I'm going to add this pink sticker, this pink ticket sticker, just to tie in the other couple of pink stickers that I have used on the spread. So I'm just going to date stamp them. These stickers are totally fine for just normal ink stamping. It worked no problem at all. And then I grabbed these tiny little puffy foam alphas to add my title. They're navy blue rather than black, which is, you can tell, you can see it in real life. You can probably see it here on film too, but I didn't have any black alphas on hand that were the right size. I just wanted something little to fit in under the text that's already on the card. And that, my friends, is week 13 all done. Like I said, I love this kit. I can't stop using it. I've just about used the entire kit already. So if you are looking at getting one, do click on my link below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!